Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today I'm going to be doing my what sold for last week, Monday through Thursday, which would be November 21st through the 24th. It's been an amazing week. This is the time of year where you need to remind yourself, good sales are coming. We just got to keep listing and listing. And even when we're frustrated with the ebbs and flows, this is the time of year, if you sell things like I do, that we're going to be, finally seeing very good sales. But I was going to say something, Robert, but now I forgot. I don't know. Before we get started on this, the what solds, I got listings removed, and this is kind of funny, but I picked up some, and I've picked up some Burger King Pokemon toys. Had to have been over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, at an estate sale. I paid $1/4 each, probably 2 dozen of them, new in the package from the 1990s, and they all get taken down. It was recalled, y'all, way back in 1998, 2000, recalled, and yet I didn't know. Add that to the list of things not to buy and it was the Pokeballs, just to clarify. It was the Pokeballs with the little figure on the inside. But I didn't know they were recalled. All right, let's go ahead. Ooh, my biggest sale isn't on eBay. I think my maybe 2 biggest sales were not on eBay. So stay tuned. All right, let's start. I did have sales, of course, on all 4 platforms. If you're new to my channel, I list everything on eBay, and then I use List Perfectly to cross-list to all the other platforms that I list on, which are Mercari, Poshmark, and Etsy. I've tried a few others. I'm no longer doing them. But a majority of my sales are on eBay. But I'm going to show you a couple that were on Poshmark. I haven't been cross-listing very much to these other platforms, and it's showing. It's showing. And now, I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but eBay changed something again, and it has thrown the List Perfectly program into a downward spiral. And so I think they're working very quickly to get it all figured out. But definitely, if it's like all these other platforms, you got to keep feeding it in order for you to stay up in the algorithm, and it's showing. All right, on Poshmark, I sold this dandy brown sloth pillow, and it was like a little bag that you could stuff like pajamas and stuff into. It sold for $18. And then these are Fisher-Price Geotracks. This was from my Fisher-Price brand video that I just released. I pick these up very often. I put these in lots. These were not the remote controls. These were just the vehicles. I like to do like the vehicles together, the tracks together. Some of the play sets I'll leave as many pieces as I have for them. But I love picking up Geotracks. These vehicles sold for $35 on Poshmark. I'm going to share one Mercari order. I had a couple of really low dollar ones because for Mercari, I list most of my low dollar stuff on there, and then anything over $15 I try to cross list to Poshmark, and then if it's vintage I cross list to Etsy. This was a Prima Creation white duck plush from 2007. It sold for $22. Now let's get into eBay. Lots to share. Tons of plush. Yay. All right, this is Petting Zoo. It is a white seal with the big eyes, 9 inches long, sold for $9.95. Again, if you're new to my channel, I do not do free shipping. So if I say something sold for $9.95, the buyer also did pay shipping. They were only marked WMG. They were a cowboy and cowgirl figure we picked up at an estate sale. Probably paid a couple of dollars for them. They were from 2003. They were, I don't think they were really ceramic. They seemed like some kind of resin or something. I'm not sure. I ended up taking a best offer of $35 for them. The Lego minifigs. I am selling so many of them. I tried doing the 130 plus minifigs in one lot for a very large amount of money. I think I listed them for $900 because I had some very hard to find ones in there. I just kept getting lowball offers, lowball offers. So I took them down, and I took the time, 3 days, to Google Lens, get all the information, sort. A lot of them I did do individually. Some of them I did in small lots. I'm going to have several on here to share with you. This was just the Barracuda Guardian from the Atlanta series. It sold for $8.46. I think when I tallied up just my listed value of the minifigs, it was going to be about $1,400. Tummy stuffers. Do you know how many of these I've passed up because I just thought they were blah, blah. But now I've sold 2 or 3 of them. This was the pink cat, sold for $12.71. They are by J at Play. But they're big, and I think you can stuff like toys or pajamas or stuff inside of them. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. I'm pretty sure I had these listed last year and they didn't sell, and they sold now. These are stacking Christmas mugs made in Japan. They sold for $12.50. Department 56, I picked up 5 Harley Davidson sets at a yard sale for $25. I just actually shipped the last one today. This motorcycle shop sold for $67.96. I'm all about the smalls. I love picking up just lots of little things at the Goodwill bins when we go. I just enjoy finding all these little things, and then I make small lots. Some people might disagree with, you know, selling things in my bread and butter. I consider $8 to $12 is like most. Many of my listings fall into that dollar bracket, but I'm fine with that because I have very little in these, and they sell for a decent amount, and they're very easy to list and ship. These are mega blocks. They are the big chunky figures that go with the large blocks. These 2 sold for $8.46. La Loopsy. These are the mini dolls. They're about 3 inches tall. Funny thing is I was about to end this because I found 2 more that I was going to add to this listing, and then that's how I do things. I list it, and then if I find something else, I'll end it, add them to it, raise the price, and relist. These 4 dolls sold for $21.21. IKEA. I love picking up IKEA plush. This is a 7-inch. I put brown monkey. Isn't he an orangutan? I think he's an orangutan. This 7-inch monkey sold for $10, and then probably a week or so ago I found the larger one, so I'm excited about that. He sold for $10. I don't know if I said that already. These are Furberries. Originally they were released by Spin Master. I think now somebody else is doing them. I like to find the Spin Master ones. These sold for $23 for the 2 of them. This was a very large Santa Claus plush. He was made out of like the parachute nylon fabric. 3 feet tall by Dandy International. He sold for best offer of $25. Winnie the Pooh. I pick up most that I find. They're very bread and butter for me, but they sell very quickly. This is a 14-inch Pooh. He sold for $12.71. Pieces and parts. Pieces and parts. We picked up a bread maker. This one was well built. This is just the pan, the paddle, the gasket, and the instructions / recipe booklet. Sold for $24.95 very quickly. Probably less than a month I had it listed. Clothes, blah, but I do share them with you. This is a C.E. Schmidt workwear men's Henley shirt. It sold for $12.48. Most of the clothes that we pick up are, we guesstimate maybe we pay $1.50 for most things. You know, some things we pick up for a quarter or fill a bag, and then some things we pick up for, you know, a little more. More Legos. These were the Nexo Knights. These 7 figures sold for $35 very quickly. Merrill's, love that brand. We pick them up whenever we can get them for a couple of bucks. These are the Periwinkle clogs. They sold for $21.21. Dawkin, this is a CD. I picked up a couple dozen, I think, maybe at an estate sale. Paid, I think it was half price day, 50 cents or $1, can't remember exactly, and I have sold so many of them. This CD sold for $12.71. Vintage Christmas plush, yay. I picked them up. They are kind of long-term, long tail sometimes. This one was from Kmart from 1989. It was like a, you know, an annual thing. Several brands do that. There's the Dandy ones, this Commonwealth. Several brands do this. This one had just this cute little like sweatshirt thingy on. It sold for $21.21. Christmas ornaments. Picked up a bag of these at an estate sale. Most of the ones that were in the bag were Sesame Street, and I've sold most of them already. This one was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from 1995. It sold for best offer of $20. Kohl's Cares. I pick up any and all as long as they're clean. This one was This Moose Belongs to Me. This time of year I sell quite a bit of them. It sold for $8.46. Fisher Price Imagine Next. Love Fisher Price. These are just some of the little figures. I listed these 3. I probably picked them all up at the same time and had intentions of adding more to it, and it didn't happen. And then I bought a very large lot of them, and I've had them listed for a while again, and just like the Legos, I recently ended it, and then I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to try to sort them maybe by years or what sets they belong to the best I can, and then just list 2 or 3 or 4 of them for, you know, $9.95, $12.95, $14.95. I'll make way more than what I was anticipating trying to sell the large lot for. But this is how I do it. Make it reasonable priced, you know, cheap shipping, and it will sell. Levi's Relax Fit 550 men's jeans. These sold for $14.18. Now, I picked this up at the Goodwill bins years ago. I actually found 4 or 5 of these. Some of them were gunned, some of them were Dakin, but they were all these like carnival style plush. This, I think, is the absolute last one of them. Just this one, I couldn't find a tag, so I didn't know who the manufacturer was, but it ended up selling for $21.21. Animal Adventure, I love that brand. Just nice quality, find tons of it. This was a gray rabbit from 2019. It sold for $12.71. Kalu, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. I don't find this brand very much. It seems to be predominantly baby toys also. This was one of those pull crib toys. It sold for $19. Amethyst women's jeans. We buy a lot of just regular jeans for $1 or so. And Sell them for $12, $15, sometimes more. These sold for $15.88. American Girl, this is the Bitty Babies stuff. I picked up a doll, which I don't have listed yet, and some outfits and accessories at a consignment sale. I want to say I paid maybe $20 for all of it. Finally, it was in the bottom of a tote. Found them. I've already sold one of the outfits. And then I sold this like feeding set. It sold for $21.21. This we picked up recently at our little favorite estate sale we go to on Wednesdays. This just was in the bottom of a bag with a bunch of action figures and other things. I think she charged me $2 for all of it. This was a Matchbox Lesney vehicle. It said Super Kings Mod Tractor from 1973. There were others listed, but different colors, and mine had some wear, but I thought it looked pretty good for its age. It sold for $13 very quickly. Lego minifigures. This is Maria Hill from the Marvel series. She sold for $21.21. Animal Adventure again. 2016. When I throw that number 2 on the end, that means I had another one listed that was a different condition. And that's just how I separate them so eBay doesn't think it's a duplicate listing. It sold for $11.01. Carter's. Love that brand. This is Child of Mine Pink Elephant Crib Plush. Sold for $21.21. Joan Walsh England. There's a smaller version of them that are called pocket dolls. This was one of the larger dolls from 1965. It had some condition issues and it needed clean, but it's again one of those plush I am not gonna mess with because like the fabric of the face is like stuck to whatever it is that the head is. And if you start trying to mess with that, it's gonna discolor and it could wrinkle or bulge. Let the people who collect these clean them. Sold for $17. Christmas ornaments, pick up tons of them. Oh y'all, we went to an estate sale yesterday. We're gonna do a video on it today, I think. Tons of vintage Christmas ornaments, tons. But let's get back to this. This is Care Bears from 2006. Probably paid 50 cents or $1 for it. Sold for $11.25. Lego Friends. Probably picked this up at a consignment sale, so I would have probably paid $3 to $5 maybe for it. I didn't want to put it together. It didn't have the instruction booklet, but it had quite a bit of the figures and stuff like that. Sold for $24.25. Vintage plush. These are Mattel, and it was Barbie. Just seemed unique, different. Again, little plush that I love to pick up at the bins. From 2002, sold for $8.96. All these little sales add up. I'm going to have Robert tabulate it for me again to let you guys know just how much I make on these low dollar deals. Low dollar, but I think last year when we computed it, it paid my mortgage for the entire year. And y'all know I sell stuff for a whole lot more than $8 to $12 also. Soft Classics Toys R Us. Cute little monkey with the banana. $19.95, sold for $17.95. Dandy Bear Plush. This one actually had like wooden frame through the body. Very heavy, very big. Sold for $18, best offer. Little Tykes. I pick up most things. Little Tykes also. This was a purple tambourine. It came with some maracas and a drum. Just a whole series of them. It sold for $10.75. I probably have 50 cents in it maybe from the bins. I try to pick up a lot of these chrome appliances. This is a Toastmaster waffle maker. might have paid $2 or $3 for it at an estate sale or a yard sale. Sold for $26.05. Little People, love Little People. This is Donald Duck from the Disney series. He sold for $8.96. I try to list a lot of this stuff. Yes, it's low dollar, but somebody might have all the other figures and just looking for Donald, and it tends to sell very quickly for me. Angry Birds. For some reason, this green pig is very popular. This was just a 4-inch plush from 2011. Had the little gold crown on it. Sold very quickly within a few days for $13.45. Mochi. There are some Mochi that sell for quite a bit. This one was just a little puffer fish. I had a hard time trying to explain the sound. It did make sounds, but it was like that boing, boing sound. 12-inch sold for $18 best offer. I just showed this in a haul. I'm not remembering where I got it from though. Maybe Nashville? Maybe. Don't know. This is, well, whatever. It's Ditz Designs. Now, some of these sell for quite a bit. This one seemed to be just an average plush. He's 22 inches, very heavy. So I did put the word weighted in there. Sold for $33.96 very quickly, within a week. Picked these up probably at a yard sale for $2 or $3. They were still in the original Tupperware bag, but I went ahead and took them out. Just easier for taking pictures. It was a set of 8. They sold for $31.45. Hallmark Jingle Pals. Keep your eyes open for them. Not all of them sell for a whole lot, but they are very popular this time of year. This is one of the cuter ones, I think. It just has the little dog in the doghouse. It sold for $45. I did feature them recently in one of my, I think, brand videos. I think when I did Hallmark. And there was one on there that sold for over $200. Somebody sent me a message on the video comments saying that that one was exclusive to Canada. But it could eventually get itself down this way. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it and make sure you familiarize yourself with that particular Jingle Pals. I bought a porcelain Christmas village from my little favorite estate sale. I paid $12. It had 5 houses that were like 6 to 7 inches and then all of these figures and stuff. I listed the figures all together and then each of the houses separate. The person who bought this set also bought 4 of the houses, and I'll show them to you in just a second. But these are by Mercury's USA. They're just the little porcelain figures. There was like a carriage, some trains. She ended up buying 4 other buildings, so I went ahead and accepted her $48 offer on this part of it. And then she also bought these 4 buildings. One of them was a Dickens Street Station, a Christmas shop. They were all from the 90s and 80s. Just a chocolate shop and then just another Christmas building. But she paid $68 for 4 of the buildings. This was my big sale on eBay. On eBay. But it's not my big sale. This, Robert picked up, he can't remember. He thinks he paid either $10 or $20, but I don't pay. When we shop at estate sales and stuff, he makes a pile and I add my pile, and half the time I don't even look at what he's purchasing, so I don't remember how much he paid either. But this was Department 56. It was the White House. There was no issues with it at all, other than there's these little 2 trees, and it kind of, they looked a little smooched on the side where it packaged improperly maybe. But everything worked. I sold it within like 3 days of getting it listed. It did go on sale, but it sold at the sale price of $98.96. Now also, you can't see it here in the, oh yeah, it does say that. When you're listing these type collectibles, make sure you discuss if there's any issues with the box or the packaging, because some people want mint packaging, mint box. I did put on here that the box did have wear. I took pictures of it. I like having these 24 pictures now because I can add as many as I need to show any issues that I have with the listing. All right, Etsy. Etsy's where my big sales were. All right, this is Susie Zoo plush. This is Ollie the Marmot and Starshine the Duck. These two sold for $45.95 on Etsy. And then look, not even the biggest sale. Hasbro Glowworm green plush from 1982. Did have some minor condition issues. The glow stick worked, but it did have some rust and corrosion. When I list things like this, I make sure to show that the light is working. Also, I always show anything inside. So you can see here there was some corrosion, but it did work. It just helps you if you get an item not as described, or they say it's not working, or unfortunately sometimes they try to send you back the wrong item. You've got all of the proof of what yours look like in the pictures. Here's my big sale. This. I had so many lowball offers, so many on eBay, but these are 1978 Tomy fashion plates. Those of you, who were born in the 60s probably remember this. You could do the head, the torso, and then the bottom, and put paper under it, make all kinds of different. It was just like the most popular thing back then. This was actually 2 sets, I believe. Extra pieces. It did have the original box, but it had some condition issues. Did not have the colored pencils that came with it, but sold for $169.95 on Etsy. I hope you got some good ideas of things to be looking for, especially with yard sales starting in the next few months. But you might find stuff like this in thrift stores or at estate sales. Like I said, we just went to one yesterday. Bought such amazing things. Whole lot of little, but they're still out there. There's still opportunities to source, at least for us here. All right, it's time to go eat some lunch and do another video. Like my shirt, Christmas, what is it? Mama Claus. Mama Claus. Bye.